In this video, I explain you why governing of steam turbine is required. I explain this theory by few of the simple examples, so you will understand it very easily. So first we understand what is the functions of governing in a power plant or in any turbines. So function of the governor is to maintain the shaft speed constant as the load change. Okay, so what is the shaft speed? Shaft speed means we are talking about the shaft speed of the generators. Okay, so in a different countries, that is a different generator speeds are there. Means the speed of the generator is depend on the frequency. Okay, in India the electricity is produced with the 50 hertz. Okay, so in India the speed of the generator is 3000 rpms. In a USA electricity is produced with a 60 hertz. So in a USA the speed of the generator is 3600 rpm. Okay, so we need to maintain the speed of the generator in India is the 3000 rpm. Okay, now the question is arise in your mind, why the speed of the generator is changed? Okay, the speed of the turbine is constant, then the speed of the generator is also constant, but the speed of the generator is changed according to the load. Okay, so here I give you the example of the bicycles to understand the effect of load change on the speed. Now suppose you consider that you are riding the bicycles. Okay, so when you are riding this bicycle alone at a certain speed and you are giving the pedal. Okay, so when you give the pedal, some of the energy from your body is used. Okay, now one of your friend is sit on bicycles. Okay, so that is a load is increased. Okay, when your friend is sit on the bicycle, the load on the bicycle is increased. Okay, so what happened? For riding the bicycle with the same speed, means earlier you ride the bicycle with the 25 km per hours. Okay, now you need to ride the bicycle at the 25 km per hours, you are required more energy. Okay, means when the load is increased, the speed of the bicycle is reduced. Okay, and if you want to maintain the speed of the bicycle constant, you need to give more energy input, means you need to give more human efforts on the bicycles. Okay, so same thing is happen into the thermal power plants. Okay, so how the load is increased on the any power plant? Okay, now suppose at your home you are start the TV, fridge, air conditioning systems or the oven. Okay, it is called as the load is increased. When this electricity consumption is increased, load on the power plant is increased. Okay, so when the load of the power plant is increased, the speed of the generator is reduced. Okay, and we need to maintain the speed of the generator constant, means we need to supply the more steam to the turbine, means if speed of the turbine is increased, then the speed of the generator is increased. Okay, same thing it is happen on the bicycles. When someone is sit on the bicycle, speed is reduced. Okay, and we need to maintain the constant speed, and what happen? We need to give more pedals. Okay, so same thing is happen into the power plant. Now when your friend is not seated on the vehicles, then what happen? It is called as the load on the cycle is reduced. Okay, means when the load is reduced, at that time what happen? The speed of the bicycle is increased. Okay, so same thing is happen in this power plant. When you off or a switch off the fridge, AC, TV or a tube light or fan, means any electrical appliances are stopped, means we off the any electrical appliances, then what happen in this power plant? On this power plant, the load on the generator is reduced, and when the load on the generator is reduced, speed of the generator is increased, and when the speed of the generator is increased, then the frequency is also increased. Okay, but we need to maintain the speed and the frequency is constant, means we need to reduce the speed of the generators. Okay, on the bicycle, how we reduce the speed? So that is the option of the applying the brake, or either we are reducing the pedal. Okay, we are not giving too much pedals, then the speed of the bicycle is reduced. So in a power plant, suppose it is a steam power plant, then we reduce the quantity of steam supplied to the power plant. Suppose it is the water power plant, means hydro power plants, then we reduce the quantity of water supplied to these power plants. Okay, so that is the two things are there. One is the load is increased, second is the load is decreased. Okay, so at the end of the video I again repeat what happen when the load is increased and what happen when the load is decreased. Okay. So why we need to maintain the constant speed? To maintain the frequency of electrical power output of an AC generator. Okay, so it is directly affected by the speed of the turbines. Means speed of the turbine is increased, frequency is increased. Okay, and the frequency is much increased, and there is a possibility of the short circuits. Okay, when the speed is increased, frequency is increased. Okay, and in India, all the electrical appliances are designed according to the 50 hertz. And when we supply this electricity with the more hertz, there is a chances of the short circuits are there. That's why it is necessary to maintain the speed of electric power is constant, that is the 50 hertz. The frequency must be kept within the certain limits for the satisfactory operations of electrical appliances that we already discussed. Okay, if the frequency are changed, means frequency are less than 50 hertz, frequency are higher than 50 hertz, then they create problem to the electrical appliances. Okay, so it is in India that is 50 hertz, in the USA it is the 60 hertz, so it is depend on the country. So this is done with the help of governor, which maintain the speed of the turbine almost constant irrespective of variation in the load on the turbine. Means governing system is used to maintain the speed of the turbine constant with respect to the change in load. Change in the load means load is increased or load is decreased. According to that, we need to maintain the speed of the turbine constants. The principal methods of the steam turbine governing are as follow. First method are the throttle governing. Second one is the nozzle governing. Third one is the bypass governing. Fourth one is combined throttle and nozzle governing. And the last one is combined throttle and bypass governing. So these are the basic theories of the governing. Now we repeat again, load on the generator is increased. So how the load on the generator is increased? When we start the different electrical appliances at our home, at that time the load on the power plant is increased. Then what happen? When the load on the power plant is increased, speed of the generator and turbine is increased. Okay, and we need to maintain the speed of the turbine and generator constant. Then how we are able to maintain its speed constant? Okay, so it is necessary to run the generator at the constant speed. Why? Because we need to maintain the frequency. Okay, means we need to supply the more steam. Okay, means rate of steam flow to the turbine shall be increased up to the speed become constant. Means when the load is increased, speed of the turbine is decreased, and again the speed is increased by increasing the mass flow rate of a steam. Second case, when the load on the generator is decreased, means when we switch off the various electrical appliances at our home, the load on the generator is decreased. So when the load on the generator is increased, then what happens? The speed of the generator and turbine is increased. Similar as where your friend is move outside from the bicycles. Okay, at that time the speed is increased. So same thing is happen into the generators. When the load is increased, the speed of the generator and the turbine is increased. But it is necessary to run the generator at the constant speed. So how we reduce the speed of the generators? By reducing the flow rate or a mass flow rate of the steam. Okay, so rate of steam flow to the turbine shall be increased up to the speed become constant. Okay, so if you understand this theory easily, then it is also easy to explain the various types of the governing methods. So thank you for watching this video. If you learned something, then like the video, subscribe my channels for watching the more video related to power plant engineering or other subject of this mechanical engineering. For power plant engineering, various link is provided in descriptions as well as in car. For other subject, I request to visit the playlist.